Faustino Oro is the chess prodigy of the world. And in this video, you'll see how he easily defeated an experienced grandmaster like David Navara at the 2025 World Rapid and Blitz Team Chess Championship. The time control for this game was 15 minutes per player plus a 10-second increment per move. This Argentine prodigy, only 11 years old, is already an international master and aims to become the youngest grandmaster in history. What I can tell you about this game is that this kid played with 98% accuracy. Simply incredible. Well, without further ado, let's get to the game. David Navara has the white pieces and Faustino Oro the black pieces. The game begins with c4, English opening, e6, d4, knight f6, knight c3, and now the natural move after this setup would be bishop to b4, the Nimzo Indian defense, but Oro opts for the move d5, which transposes into a queen's gambit declined, a very fashionable option nowadays at the master level. Navara continues with c takes d5, thus entering the exchange variation. E takes d5, bishop g5, bishop b4, the Ragozin defense, which is a more aggressive option than the traditional move bishop e7. e3, h6, attacking the bishop, asking whether it wants to trade itself for the knight on f6 or endure a brutal chase. Navara plays here the most common move, which is bishop h4. In case of bishop takes f6, then queen takes f6, rook c1. c6 and black would have comfortable play, along with the bishop pair. Let's get back to the game. As I said, bishop h4 was played by Navara. Oro g5. Great move. This is the proper way to justify the bishop on b4, taking advantage of the pin on the knight on c3 to bring the knight to e4. Bishop g3. Knight e4. Knight e2. This is the most popular move, aiming to recapture on c3 with the knight in case of bishop takes c3 check. A quick side note, don't forget to support this video with a like and a comment. That really helps the channel, as it encourages the algorithm to recommend these videos to more and more people. Thank you for your support. Okay, the game continues with h5, another strong move by the golden boy. Black continues to push the kingside pawns in order to harass the bishop on g3. h4, the most critical choice. I say this because h3 has also been played by strong grandmasters. Back to the game. As I mentioned, h4 was played by Navara. Oro knight takes g3. Knight takes g3. G takes h4. Knight takes h5. c6, great move. A precise move, since with this black prevents a white queen a4 check, forcing the black knight to go to c6, which doesn't seem like a natural square for it. Bishop d3. Queen g5, another excellent move by Faustino. He attacks the knight and also the g2 pawn. The Argentine is playing very actively. Knight f4. Knight d7. If black manages to complete development and castle long, they will likely reach a promising position. The question to ask is, can white create problems before that happens? Apparently no. Queen b3, attacking the bishop. Bishop d6. Black maintains the bishop pair. Knight ce2. This is to recapture with the knight on f4 in case of bishop takes f4, thus keeping the g2 pawn protected. And now another great move by black. Queen e7. A tough move. The idea is to play knight f6, while the queen protects the b7 pawn, allowing the development of the bishop on c8. Castle queenside. Knight f6. King b1. Bishop g4. Another good move by Faustino. The idea here is to provoke the pawn advance to f3. f3. Bishop d7. Queen takes b7. This is forced, otherwise, black will castle and put pressure on the weak e3 pawn. Rook b8. Queen a6. An inaccurate move. Here queen takes a7 was better, because of queen takes e3. g3. h3, and white could hold on a bit better. Let's get back to the game. As I said, queen a6 was played by Navara. Oro queen takes e3. g3. h3. Another good move. The passed pawn is very dangerous. Also, the pawn on f3 is hanging. Black already has an almost decisive advantage. Bishop c2. White doesn't take advantage by playing queen takes a7, winning a pawn. Back to our game. As I mentioned, bishop c2 was played by Navara. Oro king f8. Faustino probably wants to bring his king to g7 in order to remove this piece from the center and, above all, to connect his rooks. Rook d3. A new inaccuracy by Navara. Rook d f1 offered more chances to hold on. Back to our game. I said rook d3 was played. Queen f2. g4. Rook e8. Queen takes a7. Rook takes e2. Black asked multiple ways to win. Another way was by playing h2. g5. Bishop takes f4. Knight takes f4. Rook e1 check, leading to an easy victory. Let's get back to our game. Rook takes e2 was played by Oro. Navara knight takes e2. Queen takes e2. g5. Bishop f5, attacking the rook. Another interesting option was queen g2, attacking the rook and the g5 pawn. Back to the game. As I mentioned, bishop f5 was played by Oro. Navara g takes f6. Bishop takes d3. Queen a8 check. Queen e8. Queen takes e8 check. King takes e8. Bishop takes d3. h2. White won't be able to solve the problem caused by black's pawn on h2. Bishop f5. Navara desperately tries to block the g-file, but this resistance won't last much longer. Rook h6, attacking the f6 pawn. King c2. Rook takes f6. Bishop g4. Rook g6. Of course, the idea is to continue with f5 and rook g1, winning. Although first black must prevent a bishop h5 that would pin the rook and king. Pawn to a4. King d8, great move. Now there really is no defense against the f5 push, followed by rook g1. This is continuing with pawn to a5. King c7. Pawn to a6. King b6. Rook a1. King a7. King d3. f5. And faced with this, David Navara resigns the game because the already mentioned rook g1 is coming, which would decide the match. An extraordinary game by Faustino Oro, who has played like a true champion. The precision of his play, as I mentioned in the intro, has been 98%, which is technically a perfect score at the level of Stockfish. Truly impressive what this kid plays. There's no doubt that sooner rather than later, he will become a grandmaster and continue surprising the world. I hope you enjoyed the game and my analysis of it. Don't forget to support this video with a like, leave a comment, subscribe to this channel, share the video with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.